Hello! Okay, so in this exercise I'm doing the same thing as the previous video, except for now I'm writing the numbers by threes. So we'll see how this one goes. My name is Pam Chrysosno, and I'm going to share a personal experience I've had. I'm the oldest of 4 children, and I'm 19 years old. And I have a sister whose name is Phyllis, and she's 13, and my next sister's name is Pattie, and she's 12. And I have a little brother whose name is Noel, and he's 8, and so there's 10.5 years between me and Noel. I was an only child for a very long time, and I was supposed to be an only child, until I remember one Christmas when I asked my mother, I told my mother, I said, instead of asking Santa for toys at Christmas, I wanted a baby sister instead. So, a couple months later, I had a baby sister, and her name was Phyllis, and so she was born in April, and in June of 1984, we were preparing for a big baptismal party for Phyllis, and she was going to get baptized at St. Charles Church, and we were going to have a lot of visitors over, probably about 300 visitors. And in the process, my mom had a friend whose husband made cakes. And so my mom's friend's husband made a cake that was about 20 by 30. So it was a huge cake, and it was decorated really nicely. And there was a stork on it, and there's a baby in the stork's beak. And I just remember how great a cake it was. And so my mom wanted to hide the cake so the visitors who were going to stay the night, coming later that evening, wouldn't see the cake. So she would keep it a surprise for everyone else. And so she and her friend put the cake in a big box, and we put it in our study. And so later that evening, my sister Phyllis's godmother came, and along with her godmother, she brought her husband and her 2 girls. And I was excited because, I was pretty much a very lonely child, and so having playmates was a big deal for me, and I was pretty excited that I had a new baby sister, Phyllis. And so one of the girls, whose name was Phyllis, her name was Lisa, and she was my age, and she had a sister who was a year younger than both of us. So we decided we would play a game of hide and seek. So we were playing hide and seek, and we were laughing and having fun, as all little kids do. And at one point, Lisa was it, and Rena and I hid, and we hid in the living room, and we were found very easily. And so I guess after about 3 or 4 rounds, it was Lisa's turn to be it, and so Lisa was it, and it just wasn't working right. We were having a lot of fun, but we were finding each other too easily. So I took Lisa, and I hid in the study room, because I figured that would be the best place to hide. And so Lisa and I went to the study, and we ran really quickly, and I remember the door slamming, and it was a wonder Rena didn't find it just by the door slamming. And so we were in the study, and we were laughing really hard, and Lisa decided to sit down. And Lisa sat down on a box that had the cake in it, and it was horrendous. I screamed because the box that she had sat on had the cake in it, and so part of the cake was ruined. And I screamed, and I called my mom, and all I remember was I got spanked. I was 6 years old, and I got spanked, whereas Lisa and Rena didn't get in trouble at all. But my mom said it was my fault because it was my house, and we weren't supposed to be in the study anyway, and the cake was ruined. The big, beautiful cake was ruined. So I kind of thought, when I was, little, I felt that was kind of an injustice for me, because it wasn't my fault. All I did was go and play a game of hide and seek, and I remember my dad telling the visitors the next day, when the cake was out, about how the kids were playing, and that's why half the cake was ruined. But that's something I'm never going to forget, and kind of like one of my injustices. But now I look back now and I laugh, and I'm sure my mom laughs too. Alright, so that was okay. But there we go.